What you're about to experience are my opinions and truths. I'm suggesting they're possibilities for you to consider, in which you can then come up with your own logical conclusions. To everyone out there in the decoding world, my name is Logan and this is Decode Your Reality, and today I'm going to be doing a behind the scenes look at the They Live Decoded that I just came out with just a little like 24 hours ago, folks, and a lot of you were very responsive on this decode. A lot of views. This one is just completely blowing up, and I greatly appreciate all of your comments and your support. All of your comments and support, I really greatly appreciate that. And what I wanted to do is to come on here and show you a behind the scenes look at this decode and how I, Logan, how I am being completely used to express a specific code. Just to support above and beyond what you saw in the They Live Decoded. And I had come out with one of these before. It was a follow-up of the Matrix Decoded, which I hope you've seen that one. And I had done a behind the scenes of the Matrix. And during this decode, I was pulling out my files that I kept all my slides in and my graphics and what my presentations, and showing you the sizes and what they're connected to and the numbers and how there's no way that I could ever sit there and try to contrive something to get all the numbers to what they're connected to. It just would not. It's just, folks, I'm doing everything improv. All my videos, I don't plan any of these videos out on the timestamps, the length of them. I just make them. And whatever they come out to, they come out to. I don't pick them on any specific days. I go with what I feel. I go with what I get download in my mind and what's urging me to send some decodes out on specific titles. And this is no exception, folks. I had come out with this decode just the other day, and the very reason why I came out with this decode was, as I mentioned in the They Live Decoded, is there was an album that came out in 1985 called The Walls of Jericho by this band Halloween, and I used to listen to it. I had it on cassette. And that's what got me started. I had this decode started last year, and I shelved it. I have a lot of videos, or I have a lot of decodes that are shelved right now. I have probably 50 that I have to still do. And so I create the files, and then I put them on my external hard drive, and I forget about them, then I go back to them. And this was one of them. And I want to show you folks how the file sizes and the timestamps, well, they're going to completely blow your doors off, folks, and show you that I'm being used. And I'm so in tune with this, and the numbers are going to show that, folks. And that's why I wanted to make this short video. So here are the topics. This is going to be kind of a short video. I'm going to get right to the point. But in the zero position, the intro, I got a slide for that to get started on this decode. So 1, 2, and 3, I'm going to show you the timestamp, the start to finish of my file folders in my computer and my external hard drive, and then the file sizes. And I'm going to show you what those numbers link to, and I'm going to put your jaw on the floor and pop your navel. And I'm going to show again with ironclad convincing evidence that man is being completely used to express the code. So just enjoy the ride. I mean, that's why we're all trying to figure this out. Everybody wants to know how it works, or at least all of you do. But here's a perfect example. Here's the intro. I am being used in 2 different ciphers. You can go and look at all the full reduction and go, I looked at a few other ones. But of course, I'm trying to keep it very simple. And as you ladies and gentlemen know, the Chaldean and the English, they're in bed together because they, the 1 through 26, the 26 is the number 8. Chaldean uses the number 8. They're completely in synchronicity with one another. That's why I like using the Chaldean, and the English would be the runner-up. Notice it's a number, I am being used. Number 40, I am being used in the English, 109. Folks, they're both, when I go and look at the Royal Society of Chemistry, they're both tied to this element zirconium. Because I am being used is 40. That's zirconium. Zirconium means gold colored. I've been saying this over and over. We're being harvested for our energetic gold, our gold currency. That's why the Vatican flag has the gold and silver keys on it. If you haven't seen my Decode on the Vatican, you should check it out. Here are the oxidation states and isotopes, what's measured in the laboratory of zirconium. And I show this. Here's the most abundant one, 89. What's 89? It's Yaldabaoth. It's right there, 89. Tied to zirconium. This is the death and regeneration element. The 4 worlds in Kabbalah, I guarantee you it's tied to this element. Just drop the 0. 91 is battery, the most abundant. 8 o'clock in the morning I showed you was 90. There's the 90. The original story of where they live got its start from. And then when you look at the I am being used in the 109, well, then you just go to the 109 here in numberempire.com and you're going to find that it's the 29th prime number. And of course, 29 is Yaldabaoth in the Chaldean. So you see what I'm saying? I am being used, folks. And that's about as far as I can go with it. I don't know beyond what I'm showing you in numbers and numerology and the mystical arts and all these connections in science and real tangible things, folks. Beyond that, it's a story that I just can't explain. Other than man's being used, the code that we're expressing ourselves through is a script that was written before we got here. There's no other logical explanation for it. None. Absolutely zero explanation for what I'm showing you here. So let me get into the timestamp of They Live, because a lot of you watch this video and it's continuing getting a lot of views, but there's the timestamp. This They Live Decoded, 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 20 seconds long. I didn't plan on making it this long, folks. All the guts that went into that. I didn't plan it out. I just roll with it, completely improv. So 1 hour and 33 minutes and 20 seconds. Here it is, blown up. This is one of the slides taken off of They Live Decoded. There it is. And folks, when you add it up in the calculator, here it is, trusty calculator. 1 plus 33 plus 20, it gives you the number freaking 54. 54 is this entire movie. Hypnotic Trance, Cable 54. There's someone in my head, but it's not me. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. Folks, you've been following this research. Think about this, folks. Are you freaking kidding? It could have been any other number tied to... Folks, I could show you so many more timestamps and a lot of my other decodes. I just don't come out and show them to you. But because this They Live is blowing up and there's a lot of views, I wanted to show you what goes into it in the guts and show you that I'm being used. Totally fine with it because I'm living out my code. So let me show you the start to finish. I had first officially come out. I use a Mac, and if you're a PC user, this obviously, if you've never seen a Mac before, this is what a Mac looks like. If you right-click on the file and you click on Get Info, this is what pops up. And then there's more stuff down here, but I just cut it off because it's not really relevant. But this is the original folder that I created, that I put in, every time I create a video folder and I don't use it, I try to put it on my external because I have so much data going through my computer. And I have a lot of external hard drives. But this folder, notice I created it on April 9th of last year, 2020. April 9th is when I officially created the folder They Live, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna decode They Live. I don't know, I can't remember what sparked it. But that's when I started, and then I shelved it like I do a lot of videos there are a lot of presentations that I haven't come out with yet. I got a lot of decodes that are shelved. And then, as I mentioned to each and every one of you, what sparked me to pull this off the shelf was that band called Halloween, and I showed that in the They Live Decoded. The song Reptile and the Reptilian, it triggered something, and that just happened a few days ago, like 4 days ago. And then I decided to create a new folder, because what I do is once I pull the folder off my external, I usually create a new one on my computer, and then I start putting all my graphics and all my slides and all the music and everything you see, everything that makes up the videos, the presentations, they go in the folder on my main hard drive, so I have easy access to them. So here's the official start folder created April 9th of 2020. And of course, I'm going to show the cards that are linked to it. The April 9th card is the 38th card in the deck. It's called the Queen Diamonds. Here it is. Here's the boilerplate chart. Most of you should know this. You should have this graphic. If you don't, you can get it online or send me an email, decodeyourreality@gmail.com, and I'll send it to you. But here's April, and then here's the 9th. It's the Queen Diamonds card. That's when I officially created this folder of They Live. The official start date is tied to the Queen Diamonds card. And then the folder I created on my hard drive, on my computer, just a few days ago to create this presentation for you, which came out on the 26th. I started the folder on the 24th of March. There it is. Notice the timestamp of notice the time that I officially created it. 1:11 a.m. And again, I didn't plan it. I didn't plan this, folks. Everything's improv. Everything. So the March 24th is this card right here, the 25th card in the deck, the Queen Clubs card. And let's be really transparent. Here's March, going down to the 25th. There it is. I'm sorry, the March 24th is the Queen Clubs. Excuse me. So there it is, the finalization folder that I created this video, They Live Decoded. And what is the 25, folks? So this is where all the guts to the They Live Decoded resides. Look how big the folder is, 17 gigabytes. That's a lot of storage size. 25 is tied to Parasite. This was one of the slides I included in They Live Decoded. And there it is. The word 9-6, the yin yang, 9-6 equals 25. Parasite equals 25. In the string of pi, the 25 appears at the 89th decimal digit. What's 89? Yaldabaoth. Parasite in the English is 80. You see how all this is connected, folks? And you mean to tell me that the day that I created this folder, just a few days ago on March 24th, to give you all of you the presentation of They Live Decoded, is a direct tie-in to the number 25? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, but wait, there's more. Again, here's the alligator with the 25. I showed that. And of course, the alligator's tied to manganese. It has the atomic weight of 54. This entire movie was all about the cable 54, putting out the hypnotic trance. So 54 is tied to 25. 54 is tied to the 131, but it's tied to the alligator. I went over the tin and the alligator, but there it is, Parasite, alligator. And the folder that I created to give all of you They Live Decoded is tied to the number 25 through the March 24th card. How about that, folks? I'm not trying to mock you. This has nothing to do with a ritual or trying to do any kind of magic. I don't work for any secret society. I don't work for any government agencies, state agencies, folks. I am me, myself, and I. That's it. Everything that I do is on my own accord. Not being controlled by any man outside of myself. No groups. I'm not with the Rosicrucians, the Masons, to answer any of your questions. I don't belong to any lodges. I don't need any of that stuff. I don't need any of that, folks. I'm completely by myself. And yet here I show you stuff that I'm completely being used. I'm not trying to mock you. So some idiots think. So here's the official start and the finalization folder of They Live Decoded. Here it is, April 9th. Was the official day I started 2020, last year, was when I started this decode. And then I created the folder on my hard drive on my computer where all my graphics and all my music and everything you saw in They Live Decoded, all those guts are in this folder right here. March 24th. So we have April 9th and March 24th. And when you take April 9th, it's written 4/9. And then March is 324. Look what you get in the middle, folks. 49, April 9th, and 324 is March 24th. 49 and 324 equal the number 73. And why is this so important? Well, I showed this just in They Live Decoded. It's tied to Yaldabaoth, folks, because you see the 373, it's not just any number. It's the freaking 74th prime number, tied to illumination and tungsten and the wolfram, and then, of course, the Christ and the crucifixion and Lucifer and Jesus. They're all in this arsenic element. But the big takeaway is this right here. Yaldabaoth is 29. Let me show you through Cebidium. Here's the website that I use, cebidium.com, to check all my references through pi. And when you type in the number 29, which means Yaldabaoth, notice where it's located. It starts at the 186 decimal digit of pi, occupies two spaces, 186 and 187. There it is. And if you get out your calculator and you take 186 and you add 187, you're going to get 373. It's tied to the 74. And it's completely tied to the dates of my official start and the finalization to present to all of you They Live Decoded. How about that, folks? Folks, I'm not trying to pull the wool over your eyes. I'm a decoder. I'm a researcher. I'm a scientist. That's it. Trying to break down the code, trying to show you the code. And I'm showing you with ironclad convincing evidence that I'm being used. I'm not here trying to do anything over a television, trying to institute any kind of control over any of you. This has nothing to do with anything but trying to show you the decode and show you how this code works. Clearly, I'm showing you that I'm being used to express the code. That's how dialed in I am with this code. I mean, you can't miss it with this stuff. It's right there. I mean, your jaw should be on the floor. There are no more surprises anymore, folks. This is becoming common occurrence. I can show you so many other instances on so many other videos and all my timestamps. You add them all up, it'll blow your doors off. So here's the April 9th start date folder, April 9, 2020. It's the Queen Diamonds, card 38. And then the finalized folder that I put all my guts into to deliver to all of you They Live Decoded, March 24th, Queen Diamonds, 25th card. So when you take 38 and 25, folks, and you add that up using the trusty calculator, look at what number you get, folks. You don't just get any number. You get the frickin' 63. 63 is tied to copper. What's copper? Copper's 33. If you go put that in the Chaldean, it's 33. It's 29. What's 29, folks? Yaldabaoth. When you go into numerology, keep your eyes on the English here, the green, and you type in the Yod He Vav He, it's 63. See, they're all tied together, these titles and energies. And if you just want to use the WH, some people want to say, oh, it's Yahweh. Well, it's just 64. And copper has that as well. So it doesn't really matter. These numbers encroach when you know how to read the numbers. But folks, what are the odds of what I'm showing you here? I mean, do you think I'm actually trying to, make fraudulent folders and change the dates? You think that I actually did that to try to screw you over and try to pull the wool over your eyes because I'm trying to mock you? Do you think that's really what's going on? There are some people out there that actually think that's really what's going on. And I'm sticking nails in that because that is complete ludicrousy. And I'm going to keep hammering it as well because I keep getting hammered and I'm going to hammer right back. Make no mistake about it. So let's get into the file size. And here's the here's the folder that was my finalized folder to deliver all to you, the guts to They Live Decoded. It was 17.46 gigabytes in its total size. And when you add up 17 and 46, look at what number you get. 63, folks. Another link to copper and Yaldabaoth. And the 33, because copper's 33. And folks, what are the odds, folks? Again, right there, 63. 63 with the start folder and the finalize folder. I mean, are you freaking kidding me? I'm completely being used, folks. I'm dialed into this to show you how the code works. There's so many more instances. Here's the starting folder, created on April 9, 2020. When I first decided to decode They Live, there's the size of that. It was much smaller, 110.3 megabytes. And when you add up 110 plus 3, you get 113. And it's not just any number, folks. It's the 30th prime number, and it's tied to two main words that were in the They Live Decoded. Reptilian, because that's what it was all about, and the demiurge. Of course, remember, Jehovah equals 30, Santa Claus equals 30, the word Nazareth, like Jesus of Nazareth, that equals the number 30. 30 is the rabbit card, down the hole we go. Folks, I mean, what are the odds? Again, two different folders, but linking to the same big-time nouns that were attributed in this movie They Live. Completely improv. So that was all I have, folks. But what did you see? Did you see anything that I didn't see? I wanted to try to keep this short and get it out there and show all of you that I'm being used. And I'm totally fine with it, because to me, it's just discovering your code. It's one of the most important things you can do, is discovering your blueprint, your instruction manual through your astrology chart, numerology, human design, personality type, Enneagram, all these layers that, I use when I do readings for people, the cards, the tarot. You should know all your layers. That's your instruction manual. Folks, you're completely fixed and rigged. You have a script. It was designed before you popped out of your mother's womb, and you're just following it. That's it. That's the way it works. And until someone comes and tries to that can show something other than what I'm showing you, make heads or tails of all this stuff, I don't know what else to go on, folks. And I'm totally okay with it. What are you going to do? Just enjoy the ride, folks. Don't give any energy to the idiots out there in the world that want to suck you dry like energy vampires do. But anyway, folks, what is it you saw during this presentation? What did you see? I'd love to hear your observational points. And, that's all I got for today. My name is Logan. This is Decode Your Reality. And I thank each and every one of you for your support, your Patreons, your contributions, your donations, all that stuff. I really helps me keep going. All the people that want readings. Until next time, folks, we'll see you later.